I knew. I'm sure you enjoyed vacation, but when Natalie went off on Kevin Durant, I was like,
yeah, Natalie.
Her and Michael are gonna love each other.
Yeah.
I knew you were an instant member of the Natalie fan club, but we'll see a lot more of coming up. So before we get into the latest developments, like it's been so long, well, we talked about all the things that have changed since we last did a show.
The latest development?
One thing that hasn't changed is Kevin Durant is still a net. So he has requested a trade, reiterated his trade request, put down an ultimatum to Joe Tsai, me or management, and he remains a Brooklyn Net. So before we get into the latest development, the Shams report that the Memphis Grizzlies have entered the chat, I want to give you an opportunity to get these jokes off.
No, man. Hey, look. No, it's great. It's like this was your ideal, man. This was like everything for Michael Smith. You loved this coming together, this creation, this super team, this offensive juggernaut.
Well, just to be clear. Yes, I loved it. I loved its potential. But as usual, excuse me, I can't talk today for some reason. As usual,
that's all right.
I really wanted to just push back. I just wanted to push back against people like you. So it just became about me and you more than it was really about the Nets. But continue.
Yeah. And now when you step back and look at it, you can see what I saw from the beginning. These are individually, they were, because Harden has changed a little bit. But at the time, they were individually brilliant, genius level basketball players, geniuses of the profession. All of them. Just incredible. But they shouldn't be together. None of them should have been together. And I never would have, as much as I clowned them and as much as I enjoyed seeing them lose in the playoffs and never even reach a conference finals. They never reached a conference final. Forget about the NBA finals. They never reached a conference final together. But as much as I enjoyed that, I never thought that each of them would ask to be traded.
There it is. That's what I've been waiting 66 days for right there, is that captain.
You can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. Like, one of them has to be traded. I get it. Like the third wheel, hey, man, it wasn't what these two said it was going to be. The third wheel has to be out. Okay. All three of them has to be traded. They gave up the most for Harden. Harden didn't even be traded.
Kyrie just, he had a contract. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Last a year.
Yeah.
Harden didn't even last a year.
Yeah.
He has to be traded after a year. Okay? So he was out. They gave up a bunch of picks for him. One brother wouldn't get the vaccine. Okay? Then he decided to come back anyway. He wouldn't get the vaccine. And then Durant, the best player of them all. I actually feel for him. The best player of them all. Michael, he was a team player after the season. A lot of people forget this. After the season, he was asked about Steve Nash. He came to Nash's defense.
Well, they hired him.
Nash.
That's the part that trips me out. Like me or management. What is management not giving you? Like I thought we were all the coach. I thought we could all alternate being coach. What happened?
But he was on board. He was a team player for a while. He was a team player. He tried to be the team guy. Tried to say the right things. He was really good. But this is why I feel for him. He asked to be traded. They wouldn't do it. He said, okay, pick me or management. They picked management, which is unheard of.
Well, they told him to sit down somewhere.
And now the Memphis Grizzlies Kevin Durant doesn't want to go to Memphis. He considered going to Boston. He don't want to play for the Celtics. He had many opportunities to play for the Celtics.
Wait, hold on. Okay. But wait a second. You kind of getting ahead. I wanted to ask you this, but let me make one other. I thought you were going to say felt sorry for him because Rudy Gobert messed it up for him. Because there's nobody that can realistically put together the kind of package. Well, he's stuck because nobody can put together the kind of package that will make the Nets feel good about trading him, like all-star player plus picks and this, that, and the other. But wait a second. On the Boston front, I actually did want to go there. Not necessarily from Durant's perspective, but if you're Boston, or for that matter, Memphis, because they're very similar. Two teams who are very close, who have really attractive young cores. If you were Boston, if you were Brad Stevens and Ime Udoka, for example, and that's right, that's your backyard, bruh. But Memphis along the same lines. Would you trade for Kevin Durant is what I want to know from you.
I would not. No, I would not. Look, they have the talent right now. See, I can understand a team, and maybe Memphis is in the same situation. Boston has the talent now to win the NBA title. Did they win? Did they lose the title last year because they were just severely overmatched talent-wise? Or, as you pointed out, was Golden State more disciplined? Was Golden State more experienced? And they were able, in two situations, when they were down 1-0, they figured out the desperation of that situation, and they came back hard. And when they were down 2-1, they figured out the desperation of that situation. They came back hard and overwhelmed the Celtics. I think the Celtics now have the talent. They added Gallinari to their bench. They added Malcolm Brogdon to their bench. And so just think about that. Malcolm Brogdon replaces the minutes that Peyton Pritchard got. If Grant Williams don't act right, Gallinari replaces the minutes that Grant Williams got. Or in some cases, Derek White. So you've improved your team already. You don't need to tear it apart to add Kevin Durant. And I don't know what Durant's motivation is at this point in his career. Why does he want to be traded? I don't know. Does he feel like he needs to? I don't know. I don't know what.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, and I say this respectfully. I'm not sure that he truly knows. I think he just wants another change of scenery and will go pretty much anywhere. I wouldn't dismiss that he would go to Memphis. I mean, that seems like a pretty well-run organization. If his issue, hypocritically, if you ask me, is the way the Nets organization is run. But if I actually agree with you. I'm going back and forth on Boston. I wouldn't make the move if I'm Boston. Especially not for what the Nets are asking for. Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart and Derek White and picks, no. But I feel like that's Jason Tatum's team. Let them continue to grow and take that next step organically. Same with Memphis, who it might have been a different story in the Western Conference had Ja Morant not gotten hurt. What I don't expect to happen is I don't think Kevin Durant is wired to not only hold out from training camp, but to show up and be a distraction. Because remember, I hoop and I do me. I think he shows up and he plays basketball, and that's another reason why the Nets ain't in a rush to trade him. Because they know him well enough to know that he's gonna play basketball. Whether he loves it or not, he's gonna play basketball, and if him and Kyrie are still there come this regular season, they'll still be pretty good. Championship good, well, I think I've learned my lesson on that front, but they'll still be pretty good.
Will they, if they make it to the conference finals, will they hang a banner there in the arena? Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.